In the past few weeks, we have learned the asphalt mix design, the design of flexible pavement, and rigid pavement. Today, we are going to learn the pavement maintenance. I will introduce a series of pavement problems and the maintenance practice. Like all other structures, pavements are subjected to deterioration, which commences as each part of a pavement is completed. Some defects, which are visible or measurable evidence of failure or other undesirable condition, may affect the safety, serviceability, structural capacity, or appearance of the pavement. If the pavement is to keep the standard of service for which it was designed, maintenance must begin as soon as construction ends. The maintenance refers to the repair of defects and attention to the road structure and associated facilities to ensure the preservation of the pavement and the convenience of and safety of road users. The primary objectives of routine maintenance are to provide safe driving conditions and a uniform road surface to minimize the rate of deterioration of the pavement. Maintenance may be divided into routine maintenance, preventative maintenance, and rehabilitation. Routine maintenance includes activities which address minor defects on the carriageway and structure of carriageway, like drain clearing or grass cutting, and some essential activities to remove obstacles from the road and ensure a base level of road safety. Preventive maintenance includes works that are intended to reduce future deterioration by timely surface interventions, to limit the need for expensive rehabilitation, and to ensure minimum skid resistance and general safety levels do not fall below minimum accepted levels. Rehabilitation includes works that target roads with road quality deteriorated significantly or which display inadequate structural capacity for current or future traffic loading. This lecture will mainly discuss the routine maintenance of drainage elements, flexible pavements, and rigid pavements. Water is the most significant cause of damage to the pavement structure. Proper water drainage is important in maximizing the life of the roadway. The drainage system is one important part of any road, and it ensures a consistent program of inspections and maintenance for efficient operation. It has the following main functions: removal of rain or flood water from the carriageway, the road formation and the road reserve. Normally, there should have a slope in the road for the water to flow to the drainage. But if the road surface was damaged or reshaped due to the traffic loading or the environmental effect, like temperature, then there might have accumulation of water on the road, which affects the traffic and causes damage to the pavement materials. The second drainage function is the interception of surface water flowing towards the road formation and its disposal downstream of the road, so that it will not cause damage to the road or to adjacent property. Thirdly, it could intercept and dispose of groundwater that would otherwise penetrate the subgrade or pavement, which will eventually reduce the strength of the materials that support the running surface of the road. For some places, there are permeable backfill to facilitate the flow and collection of the groundwater to the interceptor drain pipe. If there's any failure of the drainage system, then the accumulated water will cause damage to the pavement structure. If the drainage system does not function well, then the following problems may occur. pavement break up. Potholes, surface cracking, shoulder disintegration and separation, saturation of the base due to the penetration of the water, and even total pavement failure. The drainage system should be inspected regularly. For example, every 3 months. During and after major storms are the best time for inspections, so any issues can be found at early stage. For any critical areas, they need to be patrolled during the storm, and any debris need to be cleared. The surface drainage is mainly table drains. The table drains mainly collects water that has fallen on the carriageway or the batters of a cutting and flowed to the edge of the formation. The table drains are essential wherever the road is in a cutting or flat terrain. Because table drains are often built on very flat grades to suit the road grade, they must either have a large cross-sectional area with frequent discharge points where the water can escape. Depending on the nature of the material in which they are constructed and their longitudinal grade, table drains may need to be lined with stone, concrete, or bitumen seal to resist scoring. Table drains require frequent maintenance to remove any stuff that may block the flow and to restore the original shape. If you look at this figure, the vegetation is helpful in preventing erosion of table drains by holding the soils, but overgrown vegetation and weeds causes blockage, so table drains need to be well maintained. On the other hand, scorer in table drains needs prompt attention to prevent serious damage that may lead to undermining the drain landing, the carriageway, or the cutting batters. Whenever a table drain is susceptible to scorer, it is usually necessary to line it with some type of durable material. For batter drains, where water is discharged down fields or cut batters, if the water flows very fast, it may result in serious scoring of natural materials. So it is generally lined with concrete, metal, or some other durable materials to avoid or reduce the erosion. Install energy dissipators at outlet of covers is another way to prevent scoring. It is important that batter drains should be inspected frequently after major flows to ensure they are in place, functional, and clear of debris, and immediate steps taken to make good undermining and repair and breaks in the landing. Where possible, the flow of water in batter drains should be observed during heavy rain to assess their adequacy. Other types of drainage are catch drains and banks. Catch drains are usually open earth channels with soil from the excavation being placed on the lower side to form a bank. The catch banks are small earth levees constructed from imported material. The primary function of catch drains and banks is to intercept surface water flowing towards the road formation. The corresponding maintenance involves regular inspection, clearing obstructions, repairing bridge tanks, and filling the scorers. For surface drainage, proper crossfalls normally at in between 4 to 6% are needed. Otherwise, the concentrated sheet of water may form, which may adversely affect the serviceability of the road. This may also cause potholes and other defects. On smooth surfaces, the high-speed vehicles may aquaplane, resulting in loss of traction and control by the driver. If water flows or ponds along the edge of a hard pavement and a softer shoulder, scorer will develop, leading to dangerous conditions for vehicles and loss of pavement edge support. The sealing of cracks and filling of local depression are necessary for maintenance. The seal should be maintained in a waterproof condition by the prompt sealing of cracks in the surface and by filling minor depressions that would hold surface water. Culverts are important structures in any road drainage system. They provide the only passage for surface water to flow from one side of the road to the other. Failure of the culvert may cause damage to the road formation if it is overtopped by flood water, or damage to the culvert or formation by scorer due to high velocity. Regular systematic inspection is the most important, followed by appropriate remedy measures. Maintenance of the culverts includes constant clearing of debris and any growth from the channel and inlet and outlet piece. Special consideration needs to be taken after heavy rainfall, forest, or bushfires, or in seasons where trees shed their leaves. The accumulation of silt or drift sand in the culvert barrel must also be removed periodically by mechanical or hydraulic means. Subsurface drains, also known as subsoil drains, are generally constructed near the outside edge of the pavement. It is normally parallel to the center line of the road. Two main purposes of the subgrade drains are to lower the level of the water table and to intercept or drain underground water trapped or held by impervious material. It is difficult to maintain the subsoil drain. Frequent inspection to check the drain is not clogged is needed. If necessary, drains should be dug out and relayed using a practically designed filter material. Underground drainage systems are rare in a rural situation, are common in urban or built-up areas. Stormwater drainage or underground drains are installed where the surface drains of sufficient capacity to handle the runoff can't be constructed. Blockages occur when silt and other debris block the pipe inlets or the pipes. Frequent inspection and clearing of the drainage systems is essential, as otherwise serious damage can be caused, such as flooding of the road itself or any other properties. When construction of structures such as bridges, culverts, or pipes are not appropriate for or can't be justified, floodways and falls could be used. So obviously they are mainly applicable for low traffic roads. Floodways and falls are either intended to be covered by deep water for short periods or to maintain trafficable for extended periods. Normally, the pavement of the floodway consists of hard, durable material that is stable and traffic when it is wet. The batters of floodways must be composed of material that will resist erosion by flowing water. Quite often, the floodway is supplemented by a culvert to take low flows to reduce the frequency and duration of inundation of the pavement. Maintenance of floodways and faults may be divided into three types: dry weather, the pavement, batters, and supplementary culverts require routine maintenance similar to that of normal road. During flooding, regular inspection is necessary to ensure that the floodway is safe for traffic, because deep holes and washed out beds may not be apparent to all drivers. After flooding, high priority must be given to the restoration of physical damage so that the floodway is safe for traffic and is not further damaged by subsequent floods. This is a good video explaining the importance of roadway drainage, including the surface and subsurface drainage, drainage systems, and drainage inspection. It also contains the following content: the slope and banks of drainage system undercut by erosion, some environmental issues in maintenance of road facilities, and liability for elements of design and maintenance. This video is a bit long, so you may would like to watch it after the class.